Alright friends, we're back. We're going to do a video on Jason Blaha's brand new video for us to, react to. The gym lifting, recruiting, fitness, geared slave himself, Jason Blaha. Blaha says, why I train starving. Okay, let's find out why he starves.
Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and today I want to chat with you guys and gals a little bit about why I choose to train fasted. This is a topic that comes up, and I've covered it a lot in lives.
Yes, why Blaha? Why do you choose to train starved?
But I've realized I haven't really covered it much in my actual main videos. It's usually stuff I discuss, when I'm doing the live streams and I'm walking, doing the fasted cardio. So the topic of fasted training, I've actually been training fasted a really long time. And I actually had someone bring up, but Jason, you said years ago you couldn't train fasted. And I'm like, yeah, because I tried it years ago and it was extremely difficult. Right, extremely difficult. But then,
if you're trying to build muscle, why would you starve yourself? That makes absolutely no sense. Hey man, I train starved. Yeah, oh, okay. Yeah, you should train starved too. It's like one gym slave to the other. Hey, I starve myself. Oh, you do? Well, we should starve ourselves too. Yeah, okay.
I dug in further and started doing more of it, and here was the thing that I found, that once I got used to it, I actually got better workouts. Now, a lot of people will say, well...
So let me see. He takes wasting drugs called steroids, right? And so then he trains... starved. Wow. What a combination, bro. Get it? Yeah.
Doesn't make sense. There's been different studies that showed more performance when fed, more performance from carbs, but actually with a lot of the studies that look...
More performance. So if you starve yourself, you perform a lot better. Wow, I had no clue.
That found it wasn't even always about calories so much as satiety. Some of the actual studies that looked at those things found that sugar-free sweeteners actually produced a very similar response to, say, consuming sugars pre-workout. So there's a lot of confusion with that. But the thing that I noticed personally, a couple of things to consider. Number one, I always keep calories really, really high. So when I'm doing fasted training, I'm not trying to do this on 1,500 calories.
He keeps calories really, really, really high. But when he trains starved, he what?
I'm eating a lot later in the day, so I actually have pretty decent glycogen stores.
So then he has pretty good glycogen stores. So he's like, let's get this straight. So he performs and then he does endurance exercise. So he's an endurance lifter. And so that's what happens in endurance running. When you run long distances in endurance, right? Performing, when you go and you glycogen load, your body will absorb a lot more. Get it? This is like the rebound effect. They used to feed these chickens. They would starve them and then feed them, and then they would rebound and get massive.
Forget is we don't burn that much glycogen either when training. It's a bit of a misnomer. So sometimes if you're burning through it,
we don't burn that much glycogen when we're training. There's a window for glycogen synthesis. There's also a protein. There's a window there for protein breakdown. Well, it is always breaking down, right? 24 hours a day. Even glycogen is coming and going. Yeah. Okay.
It's because, well, you're just burning carbohydrate for fuel. So a lot of it's going to be dependent upon what's going on, with your metabolic rate, what you've been eating, things like that.
You're burning carbohydrate for fuel. You could burn protein for fuel too. You got to be careful.
So realistically, the actual directly muscle glycogen burn from the training itself is very, very low. Like it's something in the range of about, studies I've seen for moderately advanced lifters, about 15 grams of glycogen, like carbs, per hour of lifting. Most of the calories you're burning in between that are just from the breathing and heart rate and stuff.
So he trains starved so he can burn glycogen? Okay. And then put it back
between your sets. So again, there's definitely some misconceptions there. But what I personally have found is not having food in my stomach matters. Because with a lot of my training workloads, my volumes get pretty intense. I've been known for having some very, very high tonnage workouts. Again, a lot of my workouts are long, they're grueling, sometimes they're...
He has some high tonnage workouts. My God.
Heavy weight for pretty significant numbers of reps. Okay, like right here, this was a back.
Yeah, it's a heavy weight for some significant amount of reps. Concentrically, there's no eccentrics in there because if he was to do that eccentrically, he would be gone, gone, completely gone.
Off set of squats, like doing 5 reps with 415 on a high bar after doing my heavy, and then going on to do other multiple leg exercises. All right, like 500-pound calf raises, doing multiple high rep sets with belt squats, leg extensions, stuff like that, all afterwards. So again,
There you go, man. He didn't. No, it's a partial rep, bro. It's concentric. It's a concentric squat. It's powerlifting squat. It's not bodybuilding squats. Look, really, yeah, man. I'm a victim of these too. I've done them like this too. Sometimes it depends. But I'm just telling you, bodybuilding squats are fully centric squats. They aren't partial. They aren't partial concentric squats like he just did. They're not based on that.
context, the workloads are pretty high yet.
Right there. That's as far as he goes down. In bodybuilding, you're supposed to go all the way down to the bottom. I mean, literally you're literally sitting on the floor practically, and then you work your way up. See what I mean? So, yeah, it's this is no.
What I find is that
That's powerlifting squat right there. That's concentric lifting.
I get nauseated with food in my stomach. So for me, it's not so much the issue.
He gets nauseated with food in his stomach, so then he's not really trying to damage muscles. Bro, if I went to the gym and I was starved and I tried to lift eccentrically to damage my muscles, you could injure yourself. First of all, number one, you need to eat food. Number two, you need to be hydrated while you're doing eccentric exercises. It's important to be hydrated. I simply sip on water. I don't guzzle water or anything. I just sip on it slowly. I have a bottle of water. I have a small bottle of water, and I just sip on it. That's it. Because you need to be hydrated. It's not good to do heavy eccentric work and not be hydrated or be especially starved. That is terrible for your muscles. That is the worst thing you can do. So Blaha, he's talking about endurance. And bodybuilding is not based on endurance or performance. I try to explain this to people. Oh, I train in the gym starved. To do what? To be an endurance lifting slave and then what? And then grab all this glycogen and like ram it back in there? This is ridiculous. This is not building muscle. This is not doing anything here.
I guess fully of the fasting on the training end, it's not having any food in my stomach, only black coffee or liquid. It seems to matter because I get like
no food in my stomach when I train. Train to do what? What are you training for, blah? What are you training here to do? Oh, just coffee and some liquid. Coffee is the worst thing you could drink going to a gym. It's toxic. It's disgusting, man. It destroys your fucking stem cells, man. Your mitochondria. And you want it circulating in there? Give me a break.
I said, extremely nauseated. Sometimes I found some of my training a full stomach completely disrupts my workout. I feel like I'm going to puke. Used to get nauseated. And once I started training fasted, that went away. Like that went away completely. So then I started getting workouts to where I felt really good. And again, as long as I have my black coffee in my system, I get my caffeine, I have that kind of, just for my extra energy and fuel. And so I'm running on just the caffeine. But again, not having food directly in my stomach and probably not in my upper intestine helps. Now, we still have reserves, keeping in mind I tend to eat very high calories, whether I'm doing lower carb or higher carb, the calories are high.
Man, he's funny. He's like longevity. That guy, longevity, he doesn't use weights. I am longevity, the old man. He just jumps around the park like crazy. Blah, he uses weights. He's crazy, bro. Gyms are not for exercise. They're not meant for exercise. Using these weights, exercising, throwing weights around. Not saying that you can't, but the way Blaha describes it, I go starved, and I do endurance lifting in the gym starved, and then I load the glycogen and yada yada yada. This is ridiculous.
Protein's really high. So there's still going to be a trickle of amino. The calories are high, the protein's really high. So there's still going to be a trickle of amino.
That protein's really high. Gyms are just meant for breaking down your body and then going and rebuilding it. That's about it. Even in rehab, they talk about how they use eccentric exercise. Why? What does it do? It causes a relative amount of micro damage. So then it can regenerate your body.
Acids from the gut going in. So yeah, we still have fuel reserves to train on, particularly the glycogen and maybe some glycogen supercompensation. So
him and glycogen super concentration. Oh, brother.
I have not found it to be an issue. I have not found, once I got used.
You know what we found in science? Science found that glycogen is terrible for your mitochondria. It makes it dysfunctional. Sorry about that. It makes your mitochondria dysfunctional. That's what it does. And you eating these carbohydrates, it causes glycation, binds with protein. It's bad for you. Accelerates aging.
To it after a few weeks of training fasted, and then took the workloads back up, because I've been doing this in excess of a year, like probably a year and a half, I don't know.
And another thing I discovered about carbohydrates, it'll age your face too. It'll age your body, your face. It'll age your face, bro. It'll cause you'll get bad skin and stuff like that. It'll age your face. Don't do it.
I lost track. I literally lost track, but it's been at least a year and a half. And for me, this has been one of the reasons I've gotten leaner. So many people are like, wow, Blaha's the leanest we've ever seen him. What happened? He's got more jacked. He's gotten leaner. Well, it's been the fasted training. So I didn't fundamentally change the sort of diets I do.
It's the fasted. He got more leaner and everything. Oh, it's the fasted training. That's not bodybuilding then. Fasted training and bodybuilding are not the same. Listen to what he says. Fasted, starvation training and bodybuilding, they're not the same. We don't starve. We don't go to the gyms for starvation trainings. We go there for bodybuilding. We don't go there for starvation training. But I guess Blaha, he's discovered something new, a new kind of training. He calls it starvation training, which I don't know how that works, but whatever.
I've always ran the same sort of diets, right? It's always clean eating, whether it's a higher carb or higher fat approach. It's always lots of fiber, lots of protein, clean eating, right? I don't eat processed fats. I don't eat refined sugars. Don't really eat refined carbs, right? No junk food.
He's lying. All the food a majority of food he eats is junk food. All that fake food is considered junk food.
Very rare cheat meals. So none of that's fundamentally.
And then he goes, very rare do I do cheat meals. What are you talking about? You showed us what you have in your basket, your food basket, what you eat. That tofu, shit, yams, whatever. Coffee, rice with arsenic, I don't know. That mustard for your hot dogs, that spaghetti. You eat spaghetti, you eat pasta, a bunch of stuff. That's all junk food. That's all cheat meals.
Change. Even the sort of calorie intakes I consumed didn't change a lot. So it's not like I went from eating 4,000 calories to 2,500 to get some.
I mean, I'd look like him too if I starved myself eating that kind of food. If I ate fake food, it's pretty much you're starved. And then you take wasting drugs called steroids so you don't waste away. See what I mean? And then you starve yourself on these fake foods. Yeah, okay.
Quite a bit leaner. Literally all I've done is train fasted and then started adding fasted cardio in. So we come over to those metabolic benefits. I generally believe that yes, there.
If anybody does this naturally, man, they'll waste away. Come on.
Are body recomposition benefits of the fasted training to intermittent fasting, but it's not based off of no evidence. So keep in mind, we're not violating calories in, calories out. It's that what ends up happening is you may lose more fat during the fasted window. Like no one's really disputing that. What they're saying.
Get more fasted. You become more fasted during the fasted window. So you starve more. You starve more during the starvation window. Okay.
So you'll regain fat more quickly during the feed window, but when
you'll regain fat during the feeding window. Look, man, I just eat animal products. I'm not getting fat. Not even during any feeding window. And I've done some cheating a bit ago. I did some cheating, but I didn't get fat. You know what I mean? I mean, I ate some ice cream, which I shouldn't have done. I ate some ice cream, but that ice cream didn't make me fat. I would have noticed. but yeah, I don't know. But again, I'm eating majority of my food. I'm eating it's all animal products. So even if I had some ice cream here and there or something, it's not going to destroy me. And I don't do the ice cream first. I usually eat my meals first, and then I would do some ice cream at the end. It usually saturates because your body usually can only absorb so much in the beginning. It absorbs the nutrients. It forgoes that ice cream. It doesn't really want it. Just like passes it through.
You eat really high amounts of protein and you train really hard, that might be offset a little bit. And there's some data and evidence to support that. I've known people who've done their research in that area, researchers and stuff, who are like, no, there could be definitely a metabolic benefit here. Okay. But it tends to be for people who are lifting and then people who eat very large amounts of protein. Well, me, I don't really do under 250. I have phases where I do 300, 400 grams. So,
yeah, your body's not going to build any muscle just because you ate a shitload of protein. See what I mean? Just because, well, I went and I ate a ton of protein, it's not going to just build any muscle. And you need to synthesize more protein, to synthesize your muscles, to synthesize it. It needs more nuclei. And if it doesn't have these addition of nuclei, it doesn't matter how much protein you eat.
I eat very, very high protein during that feed window. Okay, so again, in this,
look, a lot of people go to the gym because they think protein synthesis 24 hours. I lifted weights, and then there's a protein synthesis 24 hours. Yeah, there may be a window there. I don't know, 24, 48 hours, whatever, right? A protein synthesis after you lifted these weights. So there's a window for protein synthesis, protein breakdown. What do you think that doesn't apply for people that work physical jobs? Well, you think it's special. It's made just for weightlifting. Huh, come on, man. And so there's a window for protein synthesis and protein breakdown. Now you opened it because you did some labor work in the gym. You're in the gym lifting a heavy weight or whatever you're doing there. Okay. Yeah. So if you don't have these addition of nuclei, do you think it can over-synthesize protein? Like you can build up these proteins? No. No, without an addition of the nuclei, you're not going to build jack shit there. Get it? That's what I try to explain to you. Nobody's building muscle in the gym because nobody does eccentric exercises. Look around your gym, your local gym. Take a very close look at how people lift and what people are doing in the gym. I always say to my friends like Michael and them, I kept trying to tell them, you should damage your muscles. But they wouldn't pay attention to me. I said, you should damage your muscles. Why are you coming to the gym? Why are you coming to the gym? And they go, I'm damaging them. Look, I'm damaging them. You're not. You guys are lifting concentrically. All of your exercises are concentric, and you're adapted. And so you're not damaging them. See what I mean? They're not. And they're never growing. They are never growing, is what I noticed. They were coming to the gym, and they're never growing. They're never growing.
Context. In this context, it makes sense. So then we're looking at the nutrient benefits, different possible health benefits from fasting, metabolic benefits from it. So that's a lot of what I'm doing here potentially. So in my case, I find it's very, very helpful for the diet adherence. I find it's helpful for those metabolic benefits. But I really find the big benefit too is my focus and my training tends to be really, really good. Like right there, man, you guys are watching me with a gray beard there doing 4 reps of 550 on a deadlift. That's completely fasted. And I'm just focused. I have good workouts. I don't get nauseated. I don't have any of the problems from GI tract distress that sometimes happen from the full stomach. And again, I have a clear head and focus without any of those things when I train. Okay, so that matters. And then my blood sugar tends to stay really stable when I train. One thing I noticed sometimes when I would eat carbs before I train, sometimes I would get some low blood sugar right in the middle of training. And that was something that used to happen to me, not like high, but sometimes it would drop a little low, like I would almost have some minor hypoglycemia and interfere with my workouts. And all of that goes away with the fasted training. And again, helped me get leaner. So this is why I do it, right? This is why I do it. I get better workouts, and it's helped me lose body fat while retaining muscle and recompositioning myself.
Oh man, whatever. No, he's not. He's on steroids, which are wasting drugs, and that's all that's helping him here from like definitely going away. But again, recomposition. So he lost the body fat, but his body's not changing. He hasn't built any muscle. Look at his body, the way it looks. If he actually was bodybuilding, and he built some muscle, he'd actually look better. He really would look better. It has nothing to do with genetics. I'm telling you, it has nothing to do with genetics. Building muscle is not a genetic thing. It's something you have to do eccentrically to build muscle. But he doesn't do any exercises eccentrically to build any muscle, bro. Get it? That's why he has this dad bod. He looks like a daddy bod. Or dad bod to daddy bod. So he's got the daddy bod. It's still a daddy bod. You understand me?
Pretty effectively. Like I said, I've been very, very happy with that.
You could call it old man bod. It looks like an old man bod.
And I'm going to continue to do so.
Yes, continue to do so. Keep continuing and failing. Those legs are never going to grow. They're never going to grow. And it gets harder to damage them as you get older for some reason. I don't know why, but it just does. And so those legs are never growing because he never does eccentric exercises. Yeah.
Because it's worked quite well for me, and I know other people who it's worked for also.
I guess that's it. End of that video. I'll see you in the next one. Touch think about that. Man. Like, subscribe, support the channel. Same bad channel. See you same bad time. Blah. Will be like this forever and ever. Lifting slave.